In the NBA, a breakout season is a season where a player shows a large amount of improvement from last season. In this breakout season, they improve their stats, even if they only improve in one category, or if they improve in all categories. Players who have had breakout seasons last year are players such as Victor Oladipo, Robert Covington, Otto Porter, and even Aaron Gordon. But in today's video, I'll be giving you guys my predictions on players who will have a breakout season in this upcoming 2018-2019 season. If you believe I left out a potential breakout player off my list, be sure to comment down below who I left out and why. And with all that said, let's get right into this video. So to start this video off, we're going to start off with Miles Turner. So Miles Turner is one of Indiana's young talents who has been an important part of the rotation and team since he was drafted back in 2015. But Turner has been living in the shadow of Paul George for his early years in the NBA, because we all know that Paul George was the guy, the superstar in Indiana for his time there. But now that he left for OKC, this opens up a bigger role and it could lead to bigger opportunities for Miles Turner in the future. But Turner as a player is great all around. He has great footwork and post moves, and he is good at rebounding, and he is also very athletic for his size and has great length and is a great defensive player, doing more than just blocking shots. But one downside is he really isn't a reliable jump shooter, but he has worked on that in this offseason, working on his outside shooting, and he has transformed his body, so that proves that he's dedicated to his craft. But with all that said, he has a lot of potential, and being in Indiana, he still has time to develop. But this last season wasn't his best because he had to deal with injuries, which shortened his career. His season, and his stats were pretty much the same, if not worse. But this is Turner's contract year, and if he has hopes to get a good contract, which I think he can, all he has to do is avoid injuries and stay in shape this season, and he can have a breakout season and maybe fight for a spot in this year's All-Star game. In the Eastern Conference, I think he can do that. Like for this season, I think he can go ahead and average about 16 points per game, about 8 to 10 rebounds, maybe an assist or two, and maybe a block per game. I think he can do that. So I really like watching Miles Turner because he's like one of the best young players in the league, in my opinion. Like, he's really underrated at that, but I believe he can do it. So I guess we have to wait and see what he does in this upcoming season. And I already know he's gonna do great things, but we're gonna just have to see. I mean, this could be like a little bit of a bounce back season for him because it wasn't really fair last season because he had injuries he was fighting through. But this season we'll have to wait and see what he does. DeJounte Murray. So DeJounte Murray is a third-year guard for the San Antonio Spurs. For his whole career, he has been playing with proven NBA players such as Manu Ginobili, Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge, and has been coming off the bench behind Tony Parker. But this upcoming season, with Kawhi and Parker gone, Parker went to Charlotte, this will open up a bigger role from DeJounte Murray. Even with the addition of DeMar DeRozan, Murray will be an important part of the Spurs' offense. Murray as a player is athletic, can score at the rim, can get to the rim pretty quick, because he's very fast, and is a great defender, being named to the all-defensive second team last season. But the 2017-2018 season would be the season that Murray became the official starting point guard over Tony Parker. Murray would start in a total of 48 games out of the 81 he played. Murray averaged 8.1 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 2.9 assists, 1.2 steals, and shot 44% from the field, and a dreadful 26% from 3, playing 21.5 minutes per game. This upcoming season, I can see Murray averaging 10 to 14 points per game, 5 to 6 rebounds, because he's a good rebounder, and he's also a 6'5" for a point guard. He has great size for a point guard, but 5 to 6 rebounds, 3 to 5 assists, and maybe 2 steals, because he's really a great defensive player. And his stats should jump because he's starting in more games this season at a consistent rate. So his stats should jump. Like, that's why I think he'll average those stats, that stat line. And I also think that his field goal percentage will jump and his 3-point percentage will go up, but not by a crazy amount because he's not really known as a shooter. But I really think it will go up like by a little. But also, Murray is only 21. He turned 22 like in next month, but he's only 21, 22 years old. So we'll have to wait and see what he does. But with the Spurs' good development staff, I think it's a workout for him, and I'm pretty sure he'll become a great shooter because we already know that the Spurs helped Kawhi become a great shooter and all that. So we'll have to see what DeJounte Murray what he's gonna do. But this upcoming season is going to be really good for him because he is going to get a bigger role as he will be starting more games this season. Like, he doesn't have to worry about starting point guard to come off the bench behind, so his stats should jump. But I can't wait to watch him this season, and let's get on to the next breakout player. Brandon Ingram. So last season, Brandon Ingram played a total of 59 games for the regular season and posted 16.1 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 3.9 assists on 47% shooting. Ingram's season was cut short due to injuries, but this upcoming year could be great for him. With the recent additions of LeBron James, LeBron himself, Ingram now has a chance to learn from the greatest player of all time. And with all that other talent on the roster, such as Lonzo Ball, Rondo, Lance Stevenson, Michael Beasley, he has a chance to learn from the veterans around him, especially Michael Beasley, because they can probably have similar play styles, so he can learn a lot from Michael Beasley and LeBron, and all that. And plus he has, with the new look Lakers this year, they most likely will be in playoff contention, so he'll get the much needed playoff experience needed to succeed in the league. So next season, I can see Ingram posting a stat line something like 18 to 20 points per game, 5 to 7 rebounds, and I'm gonna say about 4 to 5 assists per game, because you have three great ball handlers. You have Lonzo, Rondo, and LeBron. So I see him doing a lot of catching and shooting, and then sometimes ISO ball. I can see that happening with the Lakers offense, but then again we'll have to wait and see. But Randall is gone, and then they don't really have that great shooting. Rondo can't shoot, Lonzo can't shoot. So it's gonna be a little weird how that's gonna go. But Brandon Ingram has always been compared to Kevin Durant as a player because they're both slim, But as a player, they do kind of play the same. But Ingram has been developing pretty good over his time in the league. So this year, if he can stay healthy, I believe that he will have a breakout season, and he'll average about 18 to 20 points. But then again, he's playing with LeBron, so yeah, I don't know, So we'll have to see, because this year we'll have to see if LeBron's gonna play full LeBron mode, or he's gonna play kind of laid back this year, not go all the way hard, because he has other talent around him that can contribute. So we'll have to see. But if not, if it can work together, I believe Ingram can average about 18 to 20 points. He can go from 16 to 18 points. I believe he can do that, and add some more rebounds to his game, and maybe more assists because of spreading the floor with Michael Beasley and all that. But we'll have to see, because the new look Lakers is definitely going to be in playoff contention. I don't care what anybody else says, they are going to be. So we'll have to see what happens this year. But I believe Brandon Ingram will have a breakout season. Markelle Fultz. So last season's #1 pick, Markelle Fultz, had tremendous hype surrounding him and during his rookie season. But early into the season, he picked up a shoulder injury that messed up his shooting form, causing him to shoot unlike his actual self. This very injury, it caused him to have a strange rookie season. And the injury wasn't hitting completely from the media, but pretty much everybody outside the 76ers organization was trying to figure out what exactly was wrong. But Markelle would eventually recover and be able to play. But specifically, he was able to record a triple-double at the end of the season, so it kind of gives us a view of what he can do when he's fully healthy. And he was also the youngest to do so at 19 years old. But overall, he averaged 7.1 points, 3.1 rebounds, and 3.8 assists for the season. But he didn't play that many games, of course. But he's been working in the off-season, and I believe we could see a complete Markelle Fultz throughout the entire 2018-2019 season, and if he could stay healthy. So one thing to worry about this is if he gets injured again, because Markelle Fultz he's proven that he can be a great player for the limited time that we've seen him play. So if he was to stay healthy for a whole season, I can definitely see him being a starting point guard for the 76ers, even though people say Ben Simmons is a point guard. So I definitely could see Markelle Fultz in the starting lineup. So I don't know. Markelle Fultz is a good player to me. I think he's going to have a breakout season next year, because it wasn't really fair with how injuries were treating him this season. So next year, if he can stay healthy, we'll finally have his chance to actually have a breakout season, or have a season at that. Lauri Markkanen. So as 7th pick in last year's draft, Lauri Markkanen proved to the Bulls that they made the right choice when they traded Jimmy Butler for his draft rights last season. During Markkanen's rookie season, he averaged 15.2 points, 7.5 rebounds, 1 assist, while shooting 36% from 3. Throughout his rookie season, he didn't break records, but he cemented himself in NBA history. For example, he had the most 3-pointers in the first 3 games of his career, of a NBA career of all time. Second 7-footer to make 8 3-pointers in a single game, and is a career leading scorer of NBA players from Finland. And at the end of his rookie season, he also was voted into the All-Rookie First Team, and he was deservingly so, actually. And I think that's really good for him, because I really think he deserved it after the stats he was putting up. But why do I think he's going to have a breakout season in the 2018-2019 season? So, Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer who can spread the floor and can handle the ball in transition and isolation. So he's pretty much like a Kristaps Porzingis or a more athletic Dirk Nowitzki, to be honest. So I'm not saying he's better than those players or is those players, but he has potential to be like a caliber player as those, of course. I believe he'll have a good career. But he just reminds me of those players when he plays. He's just so tall. He's like, he's 7 foot and can shoot the 3. So he's also a good rebounder, and overall he has a lot of potential, and he's only 21 years old. But in this upcoming season, I predict that he'll have a stat line of 16 to 20 points, 7 to 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, and I predict he'll shoot about 39 to 40% from 3 next season. I know it's it's a high, it's like a prediction that's like a pretty bold prediction, but I believe that Lauri Markkanen can do it. And playing on the Bulls, I don't really think they're going to make the playoffs this year, so he won't get playoff experience most likely. But I believe that soon, when all the players on the young players on the Bulls are developed, he'll have they'll get to the playoffs, and deservingly so to do that. So, Lauri Markkanen is a good player. He was a good. I'm not going to say that they won that trade yet because we don't know yet. But I believe that it wasn't a steal of a trade because Lauri Markkanen is a really good prospect. He's a really good player. Had a really good rookie season. So we'll have to wait to see what he does in the future. But anyways, these are the players I believe will have a breakout season in the 2018-2019 season. And like I said before, if I left a player off my list like that you think that should have been here, be sure to comment down below who it is and why they should be here. And if you did enjoy this video, drop a like, and let's see if we can hit 5 likes. If we can hit 5 likes, that'll be really dope. And if you have any video ideas or anything that you want to see, please let me know. And I do have more content coming up. I don't really have a posting schedule. I'm trying to get more consistent on the channel, but over time I will get more consistent. Don't worry about that. But with all that said, my name is the Windy City Assassin, and I'm signing out. Peace.